Hello my friends and welcome back to our blind let's play of the Somnium Files. I am the FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel, and today my friends, we break through the first lock and continue on with our story. Day 5 Tuesday, Jet AI. So we're picking up right after we just saw Iris's body. I don't even we just left Iris's dead body, stabbed with her eye out. I don't have words to describe that scene, but yeah, so we're picking up after this lock. I was told that in order to unlock this lock, you had to beat all 3 other endings, which is Ota's, Iris's, and Mizuki. So it just so happens that we went basically a good path to get to this spot, because we're already on this side of the flowchart. So it's not such a big deal that we pick up here. However, when we go to the other locked ending, we're gonna have to maybe, rewatch some of the old episodes, somebody get cut off on what's happened. In the meantime, it's Tuesday, 9:39 a.m. Harbor Warehouse District.
Have you settled down?
Poor Date.
The scene is being inspected without you. This time the body didn't disappear. However, you lost consciousness. I didn't expect you to faint.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you gonna do when you're faced with just abject horror? Sadness? I think sadness is a better word. Just disappointment, maybe. Knowing that you couldn't save the one you promised to save.
Seeing that corpse must have been incredibly shocking. I did not predict you to be the fainting type. I suppose humans are unpredictable.
Well, humans can be different. Now, I did notice, and it was like the first thing I said out of my mouth when we saw the Iris ending, why is her eye missing? Because she was in the sync machine. We went in to try to get information from her to try to save her, and then when we come back, her eye is missing. How did that happen? How did she lose her eye? Now, I didn't dwell on that because I got caught up in the emotions of the episode, which was a really sad episode. And as I said, I've compared that to the ending in Virtue Last Reward, which you know who dies. I don't need to say anything more. I don't want to relive that depression. But anyway, what happened to her eye? It's almost as if, I hate to say this, it's almost as if Date has like, what is it called? IDD, split personality, where did like a part of him kill Iris, but then he flashed back and Iris was dead? I mean, one of there's 2 questions that I still need to be answered, and then we'll get on with this playthrough. The first question is, what happened 6 years ago? Why does Date not remember? I know that's 2 questions in one, but that's like one question. The second question is, and this may be nothing, this may be just a joke in the game, but Aiba has numerous times throughout said something about our dosage level. What does that mean? Does that have any impact on the story? I don't know, but those are the 2 questions that are in the back of my mind. Meanwhile, some of my friends here may be like, hey, FlightlessBird, what about this, this, and this? And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm not paying attention to them, and I'm really, really not smart. So I might have missed those questions, but those are the 2 questions from me that really stick out as these need to be answered.
Now that you're back, let's get back to business.
Let's get down to business to solve Iris's murder. All the dots. Yeah, I know. Hey, I like Milan. Milan's like my favorite movie.
You are conscious, are you not?
Sort of.
Are you at a loss for words?
Kind of. All the dots.
Date, don't let negative thoughts consume you. Thinking that Iris died because of me.
It's hard not to think that. I mean, yeah?
If I never took her to Ota's, this wouldn't have happened. If you truly believe that, then your brain is completely rotten.
No, it just shows I'm human.
Or perhaps when you saw the corpse, your head became filled with images of blooming yellow dandelions.
Dandelions?
What?
Huh?
Oh, you're talking now.
Oh, that was an evil trick, Iva.
Was I correct? If you consider the situation logically, even an elementary school student would understand.
Don't insult my intelligence. I'm made dumb enough already by everything that's happening.
Huh?
Oh, the questionable dots.
Fine. Allow me to pluck some of those dandelions from your mind.
Sure, go ahead.
I will ask 3 questions. Please answer honestly.
All right.
First question. The cold storage warehouse was not in regular operation.
That's not a question.
But even so, the AC was on, and a minus 58-degree temperature was maintained. Why is that?
Huh. If the warehouse is not in use, why would you need temperature control? That's just a waste of money. You see, remember when I said that I had questions, but apparently there were other questions that you guys probably thought of that I'm not smart enough to think of? That's probably one of them. The dark blue ocean spreads out before me. Let's look around before we answer Iva. A red barrier wraps around the scene. I don't know if we can really look around at anything else though. Our viewpoint is pretty limited. By the way, look how pretty that looks. I mean, seriously, that looks really nice. It's not the waves coming off the ocean like I saw in Dragon Age Inquisition, but it's still beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, Iva, let's talk. Where are you at? You're like right here, right? Iva is sitting to my left. Okay, which one of these is probably the answer so we can make sure we pick all the other ones first? It's either to preserve something or the warehouse was being used. So let's obviously start with ice cream.
Oh, I see you are back to making jokes.
I try.
I am glad to hear that, but please stay focused.
Maybe the AC is broken.
So the on-off switch was broken, and they couldn't turn it off, right? But they could have shut off the electricity. I find it hard to imagine they would have left it running for no reason. The bills would have been expensive.
Yep, I agree. The warehouse is being used to preserve. It's probably to preserve something. So let's say the top one first.
Why? For what purpose?
To preserve something.
To preserve something?
Yes. Let us move on to the next question.
What were they preserving now?
Second question. There was something strange about the corpse. Do you remember what that was?
It was missing its right eye. It was covered in cloth. It's completely frozen. It was hidden in the engine compartment. I think all these are kind of weird, although the covered by cloth thing, I'm pretty sure was done after, not before. So let's start there.
What is unnatural about that?
Isn't it strange? The culprit hid the body because they didn't want it to be found, but then they cover it with a cloth. That implies they thought that someone would eventually find it.
But do you know for a fact that the culprit hid the body? And even if they were responsible, it is not uncommon that murderers feel a sudden urge of remorse or pity for their victim.
So the cloth was a sign of pity?
That is a possibility.
I thought that was the actual right answer there for a second. It was missing its right eye? Weren't the killings all done with the left eye? And wasn't the killer from 6 years ago the right eye killer? Huh. Well, let's end with that one. Was hidden in the engine compartment.
The culprit was afraid that the body would be discovered, so they hid it under the hood. But why there? The ocean is right here. If they really wanted to hide the body, they could have put weights on it and sunk it into the water.
That's Actually, a really good point. Go all Dexter-like.
As I stated earlier, the culprit may not have hidden the body. And even if they did,
They showed pity by hiding it in the warehouse rather than dumping it somewhere.
better than the ocean, I would imagine.
It was completely frozen.
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read -58. With Iris's weight,
That is her right eye. Huh.
just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh? It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid.
I don't know this because I don't have this in front of me, but was her right eye missing in the other ending? And is this the first time I've asked this question? Didn't I ask this question before when we first saw the body, that it looked like her other eye was missing rather than her left eye? Did my brain notice something that I did not? Wouldn't surprise me.
But we were...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question.
Oh, I want to ask about the other eye. Was I right about that or was I wrong? I don't know. Darn it.
Question 3.
No, I want to go back to question 2.
2 days ago, Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse.
Actually, I can go back to question 2 through the power of editing. Okay, so let's try this again. It was missing its right eye.
That is a unique factor.
Yeah, that is definitely a unique factor. Because the current Cyclops killer was taking out the left eyes.
But there was something else. Something more peculiar.
More peculiar? Wait, so the fact that it was completely frozen is more peculiar than the eye being removed? Okay, fair enough.
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read -58. With Iris's weight... Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh? It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid. But we were...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question.
Yes, what is your final question?
Question 3. 2 days ago, Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse. But afterward, you visited the Sagan household and discovered that Iris was in fact still alive.
Correct.
Why?
I don't have an answer for that. Because they saved Iris in Somnium, Iris is actually dead, the corpse was a hallucination. You mean? Okay, so for the first time my game crashed on me. And thankfully we didn't have to go far. So let's get back to this. You mean because I saved Iris in Somnium, Iris is actually dead, the corpse was a hallucination. I don't know which one to choose here. Let's go ahead and save the game here. Probably because my game just crashed at this spot. But we'll go ahead and save. That way if we need to backtrack to see the other options, we can. Okay. Because I saved Iris in Somnium, of course.
Because we saved her. We saved her in Somnium.
Date, think logically. What occurs in dreams does not affect reality, and parallel worlds, that is even less possible. So if that's the case...
The corpse was is. I'm pretty sure you mean is probably the right answer. Let's go around. Iris is actually dead.
I see. I understand now. Maybe we're thinking about this all wrong. Iris isn't alive. She's dead. I saw the ghost of Iris.
I don't think that's it.
Mr. Date, it's time for your medication.
Corpse was a hallucination.
What I saw on Sunday must have been a hallucination. It was a dream.
No, Date, you're overthinking it. You saw the corpse, but Iris was alive, which means...
What does that mean? Like, the only thing I can think of is that Iris has a twin. Can't think of anything else. You mean what?
You mean?
You've got it.
Got what? Got what? Tell me! I bolted in the warehouse like a shot out of a gun. Tell me what happened? What do I mean? Only can look at the body.
The corpse is completely frozen. Getting a more thorough look would require removing the cloth. However, we would not want to be disrespectful.
No, we want it.
You can use a certain vision mode instead.
Wait, you're saying Iris is a robot? What good did that do? I don't get it.
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly.
Huh?
She appears to have been pregnant.
What?
How?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain a fetus.
You mean after she was killed?
No. The fetus was not present in her body when she was killed.
What? How does that work?
She must have been killed after giving birth. The distended stomach does not immediately shrink after birth. The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size.
What am I missing? I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all are screaming at the TVs right now, I'm sorry. FlightlessBird is not really smart sometimes. I admit. I don't get it. Please help me out. What's going on?
This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
This corpse isn't Iris. It's someone else.
Which means...
Iris is still alive.
But it looks like Iris. How do you explain that?
Not necessarily. She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet. Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back. Judging by the size and shape of the marks, the weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. This matches what you said on Sunday.
So this is the body I saw then.
So this is the body we saw a few days ago. But this isn't Iris. But it looks like Iris. So someone dressed up the body to look like Iris? Why?
Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine. This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
What?
10 years? She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly.
What?
Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown. But there is one likely suspect.
Who?
Let's consider the clues.
The original Cyclops killer?
The scene. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. Sunday night, we saw So here. And there is something else about So Sejima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So's Somnium.
But that wasn't Iris. Is that Iris's mom? Because Hitomi's still alive.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this woman.
That is highly likely.
What we saw was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
I believe that is the case.
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
That means that we need to talk to...
So Sejima.
A pitiful corpse. Just looking at her makes my chest hurt. This is the problem though. This looks exactly like Iris. Like, to the T. But it's not Iris. How could this not be Iris? Is this just putting the game to like dupe you into making you think that this is Iris, and they're not going to explain why this body looks like Iris? Because they don't explain why this body looks like Iris. I'm gonna be a little perturbed by that, because normally they're so very logical with these games.
Aiba, who is this?
All the dots. Who the heck is this dots?
Unknown.
A Jane Doe, but it's definitely not Iris. And we know that the eye was taken out from the other socket. So this body was originally Falco's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. This can't be Mizuki's original mom. So if you're thinking that, don't, because Mizuki's 12. Iris is 18, so it can't be Iris's mom. Unless she just gave birth to another baby. Could Iris have been adopted and this is actually Iris's original mom? Because that would make a lot more sense if that's true. The Tsujima residence, let's get going. Tuesday, 12:01 p.m. Mizuki and Ota kept searching for Iris, but unfortunately they didn't turn up anything. Iris's whereabouts are still unknown. I'm worried about her, but without any leads, we'd just be looking for her blindly. I should focus on the investigation for now. It will eventually lead me to Iris, I'm sure of it. With that in mind, I headed to So's mansion.
I thought I told you.
Yes, I know, go away.
Never to show your face here again.
Hi, merman. Aw, he's not here today. Small island. Some trees. We got some topiaries. A lantern. I'm sad the mermaid's not here. Garden stone. The Tsujima residence. Arc-shaped bridge over the pond. Looking around, looking around, looking around. Alright. So was feeding the coin in the pond as usual. Question him.
I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either.
All the dots.
Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
All the dots.
Date, look.
I knew it.
Of course. We don't need a thermoscan, Aiba. Come on.
You killed her, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've had enough of your shit, Congressman. You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed. That's why you were at the cold storage warehouse 2 days ago. Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason. There's definitely a connection between you two, and that's not all. Number 89 called your secretary, the same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Suddenly, a gang of bodyguards stormed out of the mansion. In an instant, they surrounded me.
We'd like to ask you to please leave.
All the dots. Oh, did you gotta play an Aiba dots? Nope, I guess we don't got a plan. We're just going to leave. Alright, well, nothing else we could possibly do, at least.
Damn it, So!
There's nothing we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing. If he had called the police, we would be in a predicament.
Nah, it's fine.
We would have been detained immediately. Who would look after Iris then? Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki and Ota?
Ah!
Calm down, Date. We still have our lead.
Lead?
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse. Let's give her a name. Because she is frozen solid, we could call her All Ice or Alice. What do you think?
Oh, the groan. Oh. Aiba, let's not. All right.
Alice and Iris. I believe it fits nicely.
Oh, fine. Call her Alice. Oh boy. If you don't get the reference, go watch our 999 playthrough, and you'll understand.
All right, Alice. What about her?
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
Again?
Again with this?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice.
Yes, we have.
3 times, in fact.
Uh-huh.
When was the first time?
When was the first time we saw the frozen corpse? Let's look at the dashboard, the wheel, the center console. Maybe the center console. There we go. Where else? The glove box. The gear pusher. Rearview mirror. Alright, I think we looked at everything. Oh, passenger seat. I was seeing the passenger seat. When did we last see her? It's probably the earliest time frame, 3 days ago. So let's go with earliest to latest. No, let's go with latest to earliest. Earlier today, Tuesday.
Yes, you did see this body earlier. But that was the 3rd time. I'm talking about the very first time.
Yesterday, Monday night.
What are you talking about? You didn't see a dead body last night.
Oh, really? Oh, well. As far as you know, I didn't see a dead body. 2 days ago, Sunday night.
That was the 2nd time, when my body was out of commission and you went to the warehouse on your own.
Yeah, I really wish you were with us on that.
I'm not talking about then. I'm talking about the very first time.
3 days ago, Saturday night.
3 days ago. Saturday night when I synced at Abyss.
Yes, in the Somnium world, we saw the frozen corpse of a girl. Question 2. Who is the girl?
I was in the passenger seat. Alice, because that's obviously not the answer.
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yes. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days. One last thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Darn it, I thought that was obviously the incorrect answer. My bad.
The final question. In which Somnium did we see Alice?
We saw her in... Which Somnium? We saw her in... Hold on, I'm thinking. Trying to think. We saw her stabbed in Mizuki's Somnium. I'm pretty sure it was Mizuki.
Adrian!
What?
Rocky!
Adrian!
Adrian!
Rocky!
Oh, that's...
But seriously, I am talking about the corpse. Do you think you should be joking at a time like this?
You're the one joking with me. Sosajima.
I understand your logic. We did see Alice in So's Somnium. In that sense, your answer is not incorrect. However, I mean specifically Alice's frozen corpse.
Wait a
Whose brain
second.
were we synced to then?
Are you saying Mizuki saw this murder or this corpse somehow? Iris. It's not.
Last night, you saw Alice's dead body in last night's sync? No, you didn't. Stop guessing.
Hey, I was right. It was Mizuki.
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy, but prophecies are nonsense. Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past.
Oh, yeah, so Mizuki has seen this body before.
Therefore,
Mizuki has seen Alice before.
there is no other explanation.
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday.
The shrine.
It could be a
Why
shrine.
would she be there?
Sorry about that.
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
All the dots. All the dots.
Okay, let's go.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Let's head to see Mizuki. Man, that's something else. Mizuki has seen the body before. But when? Tuesday 240. She would have been 2 years old.
Date,
At the very most, right?
Did you find Iris?
if I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
Let's look around the shrine. To Chizuya, washing hands face here. Got a tree. Should take it and leave. Lantern. Guardian dog statue. Shrine. Looks rather solemn. Sacred straw rope. Bell. Offering box. For Adrian! Stone monument. Nothing funny on this one though this time. The flowers are blooming. Alright, Mizuki, what's up, kid? Mizuki is standing up. Where's Renju? Where's Ota? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things. Like what gluten-free means, and eyelash extensions, and aerial yoga. And we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here, but it looks like I was wrong.
Where is Ota?
I think he's searching Akihabara right now. Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
Where is Renju?
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. It's probably Renju.
It's kind of sad that wasn't Mizuki.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
I wonder if that hurts her to know that.
He was looking for Iris.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
Possibly.
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
How about Alice?
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse we called Alice.
You've seen her before, haven't you?
All the dots.
3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse...
All the dots.
Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Huh? What do you mean?
About Alice. I told Mizuki everything. About how Renju ran off with the assassin number 89. How number 89 is connected to Sosajima. How So killed Alice. Yeah, that Sojima is linked to Alice's murder.
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89, and that might lead me to Iris.
Mizuki looked down at her feet quietly. I could see agony on her face. The silence lingered. Finally, she steeled herself, lifted her head, and spoke.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice.
About Alice.
It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemnis Gate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside.
Mizuki is one of the smartest 12th graders. Not 12th graders. Mizuki is one of the smartest 12-year-olds I think I've ever met. I mean, she is really just amazingly apt, perceptive, and just aware for her age.
I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left.
Hold on. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back, and she watched him lift the hood of the forklift. So Renju knows about the body in the cold storage house. But yet, So is apparently the one who killed her?
I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris.
Why didn't you call the police?
What was I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
Yeah, she's got a point.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah.
Did you talk to Renju about it? I mean, I'm pretty sure she thought, oh, Iris is still alive, so... Oh, well. But still, yeah.
What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything. I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
What did you do after that?
The corpse looked exactly like Iris.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination.
About the Okura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night, before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and
Continue.
I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born, after my grandpa died. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else.
Sorry, she said, after my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing warehouse, he gave ownership to company to someone else. We kind of know about this like 17 years ago, right?
I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
Continue.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery.
On paper.
Daddy was still managing the warehouse. And he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company.
So what about So?
And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
Huh. How long was he managing the warehouse?
Hey, Mizuki. How long was he managing the warehouse?
All the dots. All the... Come on, kid. Dots.
For 18 years. That's what the man told me.
18 years. So is it possible that the murder happened 18 years ago, and my original hypothesis, one of my many original hypotheses, I can't keep count anymore, that Iris's mom was killed in the warehouse shortly after giving birth. So she gave birth, and then she was killed. And that's why Renju has kind of looked after Iris. But how does Hitomi fit into this if that's true? Because Hitomi... Iris isn't adopted, right? Hitomi said that she's her mom.
18 years? From that long ago?
Yes.
All the dots.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
All the dots.
Huh?
All the questionable dots.
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Iwai. 19 years old at the time of her disappearance.
Kind of looks like Iris. Monica Iwai. Iwai.
A graduate of Eitoku High School.
What?
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High.
I remember that, yes.
We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Okay, I totally missed that. I don't remember that. So, Monica was killed, and because she was the best friend of Monica, she agreed to take care of the child, which is Iris. So, Iris's real mom is Monica Iwai. Huh.
Flightless is Monica, Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monika's body was found just now, but even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead.
Oh, the dots. Oh, the pieces falling into place dots.
Aiba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
Do we need to sync into Hitomi's Somnium? I hate it when they do this, by the way. They like force you to go to Abyss headquarters. I can't save or do anything. Like, I want to be able to save on that screen. Spike Chunsoft, if you're listening to anything that I say as suggestions for future games, make sure you can always save. That's the one thing I ask. Please headquarters, Tuesday at 5:08 p.m.
You're awfully calm.
Oh, the dots.
You saw the corpse of your daughter today.
Yeah, but was that really her daughter? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and take a stop here because we've been recording for a while and I've had a lot of technical issues today. When I went to start recording this earlier today, all the voices sounded muffled and you could barely hear anything, and my recording, nothing was being recorded. Absolutely no sound at all, only video. I think I finally fixed it, but after I fixed it, I had to go to my family's house for a bit. And then when I got home, of course, I had the crash that happened earlier. So needless to say, I think that this is a good stopping point because this day has been an adventure, that's for sure. But we learned a lot of cool things. SSR. We've read SSR before. We've read that before. Don't think we read this. Yoga involving floating in the air by suspending the yogi with the cloth straps. I think there's a save point that we hit that kind of turned the clock back a little. Gluten is a protein produced by the endosperm of cereals such as wheat. Gluten-free refers to products which do not contain gluten naturally or have had gluten removed. The nutritional benefits of a gluten-free diet are not clear despite its popularity among celebrities. It is not known whether gluten is harmful to the human body, save for those with certain dietary problems. By the way, this is my favorite word in the English dictionary, save. Well, one of my favorite words. I love that word because it sounds so much better than the word accept. So, except for those, save for those. Save just sounds like such a better word. I love it when I see that word in writing. Wanting underwear, we read that one. Master Stare, we did read that. Shoulder to shoulders, see the other one. Yes, heart to heart. Main branch careers, read that one. Eyelash extensions. Fake eyelashes attempt to attach to real eyelashes that serve to make them appear fuller or longer. I could use some eyelash extensions. When did we hear about that? Single-edged sharp object. Kitchen knives, hoot knives, and katanas all fall under this category. Blade. Heart to heart, see shoulder to shoulder. Yes, and we stand. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yes, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart from everything. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us along this ride. As we... Oh, look at that! Now, I've never seen the movie. So don't yell at me, but I've never seen the movie, but... Is this the scene from Shawshank Redemption? Someone let me know who's seen the movie, because that looks familiar. Oh, Iris original drawings, and she's got like this Tanuki mask too. So instead of the Tanuki mask, they just gave her regular headsets. Really, really cool. Wait, look at her in the top right. Oh, that hairdo is just amazing. Oh, look at those hairdos. Wow. She's got an R on her chest in this one. R standing for rainbow, possibly, instead of ASET? That's my guess. Iris B? Oh, look at Aiba. I love Aiba. Aiba's so cute. Oh, look at that. That's a great picture. That's something like out of a Persona series. And then we have Iris when she's 12. Aww. I love looking at this artwork. It looks so cool. All right, my friends. I love you greatly. Until next time, when we finally hopefully get some more answers. Actually, we did get some answers today, so I can't complain. Hopefully, when we get even more answers next time, I'll see you then. So long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter. You are brilliant and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.